Hello YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. I'm talking to Tori yet again, playing a magnificent game called Diablo2 Lord of Destruction. Now this little puppy, of course I did do in a previous video, but however the capture I had, of course, was on the top left screen. It was crappy quality versus, me trying to mess around with it. So I said, you know what, the hell with this. So I just said I'll release that one and I will just do some footage like this. So, again, I'm talking to my lovely friend Tori. Of course, though, you can't hear her on your end because obviously she's on my earpiece right now. So, Tori, if you got any, remember again, if you have any questions about the game, what's about, blah blah blah, please feel free to ask me while I'm doing this, and that way I can answer them as well. Alright, so right now I'm playing on my Fire Druid, which is, kind of useless, so to speak. Now, a lot of people do not enjoy the build, other than people like casual running around and blowing up stuff, like myself. But, it's pretty, I like it. It's a nice build. It's simple to build, it's not too difficult. It's somewhat expensive and somewhat not expensive to work on, but as for my mercenary, has nothing really special on him at all. Literally nothing special right now. So, with that said, very nice. I suppose I should equip him with something random. Alright. Tori asks, what is the storyline for Diablo 2? Alright, a rough cut nutshell. I'll play this while I'm telling her and explaining it to everybody else. Diablo 2 storyline is set off in a medieval time setting, where of course you have to kill Baal, Diablo, Mephisto, Ariel, a few other characters as well. This game's of course a point hack and slash, so it's sort of kind of like Gauntlet, which is really, this is what Blizzard's attempt was for a computer game anyway, for this first game. It was like a very loosely based version of a Gauntlet. Very successful too. The game, of course, has your typical druids and all that, well, of course in the expansion, but the game's based off, you have to kill these prime evils who are from hell. And yeah, that's usually all the storylines, right? But you have to kill these guys from hell because they're going to try to destroy the world. So, you have to level up, get high enough, and kill these guys, which is in hell and all that. Like again, the storyline's extremely easy to follow, because it's more of a kill now, tell questions later. But to elaborate, you basically have to bring along with you one of the Holodrum characters, which is, he's like one of those guys that are like this all-knowing kind of culture, very ancient civilization. You bring him along with you, and he helps you out along the way, which obviously by identifying your items and telling you got quite a treasure there in that Herodric cube. He's that tough. He talks just like that, by the way, guys. If you guys played Diablo 2 and recognize that voice, that was not him. That was me actually saying. Anyway, so I put the rock thing on his body, so they're all running away from him. Nice. Stay a while and listen. Got quite a treasure there in that Herodric cube. Stay a while and poke me. I'm quite a pokeable old man. So, gameplay, the graphics in this game are old school. Nothing too advanced, obviously. But yet again, I recognize another game I have sitting in my collection behind me. I'll play that game after, but it's sort of like Diablo as well, but it's like, a space sci-fi kind of game. It's quite unique. Also, I got a game called Prince of Quinn I was going to probably show you guys later on as well, but yeah, it's something for another day. So, right now I'm in nightmare mode, running around, just kind of grinding and trying to find runes, like semi-rare runes. And I'm going to try to make those into rare runes. So that way I can trade those for items that actually... Oh crap, I hit hit my rejuvenation potion, and I didn't quite want to do that. Oh well. This game is obviously not that expensive anymore to play. It's like it's free. The BattleNet on this is free, so you can play online on a BattleNet with others via connection. So, and also, the only problem though I have with the online mode is that there's a lot of currency and item sellers that sell runes and all that online for like $1.99 and all that type of stuff. They spam the crap out of the damn things. You have a public game open and they'll just come in and like just spam the hell out of you. So this game's really good to play with your friends only and password up the rooms, so you have to deal with those type of jerks. They're all robots, but you get the point. You get little sub-bosses here as well, that if you kill them, you get drops, which is really the moral of the game. It's really based off of you kill monsters, you get cool-looking armor and epic loot. Then you run around and you feel justified because you got all that cool armor. It's really just about it. Just like Diablo. That's really Blizzard's always approach. Give people loot to dump around and feel happy about for 5 minutes. Then realize their armor's outdated. But anyway, I won't go into it. Well, very simply put, a WoW rant, because if I did that, I would make a lot of people who like WoW cry like crazy, because they know I'd be right. But this game has its own little versions of instances, but if people are in the game with you, they can jump in with you at any given time. There's a lot of dungeons in this game too, like close to like 5 or 6. I'm sorry, like trying to number up all the about 3 or 4 little dungeons you can run around and get gold from. Each chapter or act has its own specific mini storyline that attaches to the whole entire storyline. Act 1, you fight a Dariel, which just starts off your quest. This is when you first reach the rogue encampment and you have to talk to them and obviously help them out their problem. Then you go to Act 2 and you help them out with their problem, which of course you fight this guy called Dariel, which is he's like this big blob, slime, slug looking like mofo. Act 3 you kill Mephisto, one of the 3 prime evils. Then Act 4 you kill Diablo, which is in the first original game without the expansion was the main cheese you're supposed to kill. Then the expansion came out, Lord of Destruction, then you kill him, which is Baal, which is of course nowadays, for every other guy who owns the battle chest and all that, is the main guy people farm off of in Hell and other difficulties. Which of course drops some pretty decent drops too, even some of the endgame set items. Which is sort of like how WoW is based off of too. I actually really consider that I gotta speak up a little bit for WoW and say that they didn't necessarily rip off every single MMO out there. Because yeah, they did take a lot off from Ultima, they took a lot off from Eve, a lot off from EverQuest. But when it comes to like the looting system and all that, I really think they pulled it off from this game right here. Because it's really, you can't really say that WoW necessarily ripped them off, every MMO off. I don't really like WoW, but I can just justify and say that they didn't necessarily rip off every other MMO. Its own little bar park, pretty much. And to heal in this game, you use potions, obviously, too. Potions, you got all kinds of charms you can attach to your inventory in the expansion game, which is, it ties in, it's just an extra act, which is the expansion. It adds new items, it adds new, of course, buffs up and changes what you got for items and all that, also. So if you get runes, gems, you can sock it into your, doing a quest too, I guess. Let us out! Yeah, let you out, get out. Diablo 3 is coming out in the future. A lot of people are really hyped up about it, and some other people just don't give a crap because they only want to play online mode. Which is kind of funny too, because in the same sense, they're charging for the online mode. Now, a lot of people can just say, no, they're not. Yep, yes, they are. They're charging for the online mode for Diablo 3 because of the new BattleNet they're implementing. So it's like anti-seller crap. Basically, it's going to be monitored. That's why they're going to be charging monthly. More better than what this BattleNet originally is now. it's a decent game as well. I mean, it's to this date, it's over close to 10 or 11 years old, and it still holds up on its own. It still runs on other, like, any computer you can throw at it now, exception to Vista OSs. You're gonna need to have to like do a couple things, like a couple of neckties to get the blade thing to work correctly. Above all else, I gotta say I really enjoy Diablo 2 to this date. Any more questions, Tori? Oh yes, I would recommend this game. It's been old as it has been. It's next to Baldur's Gate is replayability, because there's plenty for you to do, like running Bale. You can do P versus P in this game. There's different dungeons you can explore loot for. You can find every little possible loot if you're really that bored. Loots means items, like this type of stuff in my inventory. That kind of stuff. There's little merchants in here too that you can sell these items to if you don't want them. And you can get some cash, which you use really for potions in this game. You don't really use it for anything else, because most of the great items are really sold or dropped by Diablo and all that. Mostly the mage-based items in Hell mode are dropped by Mephisto and randomly by Bale, but Diablo and the rest of those drop semi-great set items and other items that you need to make Marnarts and all that. Because this game's rune words are specifically unique, because you can make rune sentences, like words. What the hell did I just say sentence? And you make a word like spirit and all that, you can make a special weapon, like a specific classed item that has its own special skills. You can also make another item called Enigma, which was debatably considered one of the most messed up items ever made, or considered to put to a game. So much so, people hate it. They wish it was not ever existent, they wish it never was to be. Personally, it takes a little bit to actually earn the darn thing, so that's one of the reasons why people think it's cheap, because they can't get it. It's one of those type, it's a really hard to make item, especially with the spirit, which is I'm trying to make with my druid. So I don't think the item's a cheap item. I think it's just a little insane to grab or comprehend. If you've played this game forever, and you just know what the hell you're doing with all this, and you won't have no problem to get the darn items, but it's somewhat hard to grab all the rune words. The action does get intense during Hell mode and Nightmare. It's not a turn-based, it's just somewhat difficult, to put it that way. So that's about it, guys, for now. Just want to show you a little bit of one of my favorite games. Again, because the first one I didn't think it really showed off enough. So that's why I'm not killing anything. So that's spamming. God, I'm not having a good day today. No wonder they weren't dying. I was like, why did you die? And I realized I'm just keep on reactivating Armageddon. But anywho, that's it for now. If you guys got any questions about this game, just let me know, and I'll help you out as best I can.